Hi everyone! Today I want to take a few minutes to tell you about a couple of technology tools that you can start using right away in your own classroom. Both of these tools are great because they can be implemented into pretty much any content area you can imagine. And the first one I want to talk about is called Nearpod. And Nearpod is like an interactive slideshow that you can use with your students. So you're not just projecting your PowerPoint presentation and lecturing anymore. You're giving the presentation to the students, putting it in their hands and letting them interact with it and draw with it and take quizzes and assessments with it. So it's pretty neat. Now let me show you a little demonstration of using Nearpod and everything that it has to offer. When you open Nearpod, this is what your library looks like. As you can see, I already have several lessons in my library that I've used in the past. I've been using Nearpod for a while. And one of my favorite things about Nearpod that I think makes it really easy to just get started right away is that you can implement your own PowerPoint presentations that you've already made. So you would just import them and beef them up a little bit with some of those really fun Nearpod activities. Now, if I'm in the middle of a lesson already and I want to just add an activity on the spot that I think would be fun or a good source of assessment for my students, I would just click on this little add activity icon up here in the corner, and it gives me several options to choose from. I can add web content, which is like a web page that I want my students to check out. I can add an open-ended question, a drawing slide where the students can draw on their device. Or I can just insert a completely new slide that I can build with the students, like an interactive anchor chart, kind of. Or I can put in some true-false questions for just a quick assessment. Now let's go back to my library and start a lesson so that you can see how students are able to join in. To start my interactive lesson, all I have to do is select the lesson that I want to show. As you can see, this one's about analyzing persuasive techniques in advertising. So I'll select that one, and then I'll click on Live Lesson, and now an access code is going to appear. Now students would just use any mobile device to go to nearpod.com or use the app if they have it installed. They would type in the access code and then they are brought into your lesson. From here, they'll be able to see each slide on their own screen and interact with the activities that you've put in for them. So that's just a very brief overview of how you could use Nearpod in the classroom. There's a lot more that you could do with it, but I want to take some time now to tell you about an app called Canva. Now this one is also web-based, so you could use it on a desktop computer, you can use it on a mobile device, whatever you want. And Canva is a production tool, basically. It's digital design made easy. Now this is great for your students who want to show their creativity, but you want them to get it done fairly quickly. So let me show you what you can do with Canva. So this is what you're going to see when you log into Canva. Now you do need to have an account to get started, but all of your information is private unless you choose to share one of your designs with another person to collaborate with them, or if you want to make one of your designs public for other people to see. Now let's say that my students just wrapped up that Nearpod lesson all about learning persuasive advertising techniques, and I want to know what they learned from that. So I want them to create an advertising poster for me demonstrating how someone would use persuasive techniques to persuade an audience to do something or buy something. So I'm going to have my students click on the advertising poster design, and it's going to pop up with this blank canvas, and you'll notice over here on the left, this is where you can drag in any element that Canva provides to your design. So I'm just going to get started with a template. I'm just going to pick a random one and I'll drag it over. And now this is the general layout for my poster. To change it up and make it my own, I'm going to replace this picture. So I'm going to click on the photos option over here on the left, and I can type in an idea of what I'm looking for, or I can just browse through the pictures that they provide for me and drag one over. Now, if I want to change the text, that's easy as well. I would just double click on the text, type in whatever I need. I can even change the font, the color, the positioning. I can change it all. I can also add in my own text by clicking this option here, or I can upload my own content over here on the left. So that was just a quick breakdown of how easy it is to get started using Canva. It's a very intuitive little program that I think students get the hang of very quickly once they play around with it a little bit. The only thing you would want to keep an eye on with your students is making sure they don't spend too much time browsing through the templates, because there are so many and students always spend time trying to find just the right one that fits what they're going for. So you might want to set some sort of time limit on that just to control that element of of the lesson a little bit easier. Now, just like Nearpod, Canva can be used in basically any content area you can imagine, so I highly recommend both of them, and I hope you give them a try. Thank you for watching.